That's it. So we should be recording as well. So I'm going to check. Yeah, we're running recording. Okay, so a big hello and welcome. It's not time to start for another 2 minutes.
Hey,
But
Wolf!
oh, China, you made me jump. Yes, it's good to see everybody here. If you could turn off your so don't put the sound on in world, although we are streaming live to the Wolf Territories Grid Radio. I'm going to do this on voice in here. We always do it like that, and it always kind of works. So that's what we're going to do. It's nice to see everybody saying hello to each other. Going to start in 1 minute. As I'm recording as well, so if anyone's missing out on it, they can always watch the recording. Very exciting. So, this is our fourth community meeting, I think, because we haven't done that many, I don't think. So, good. As soon as we hit 7 o'clock my time, which is 11 o'clock your time, I should give up because I've got no idea. Stop counting. Anyway, good. Little swish round. Swish round. Oh, it's great to see everybody here. So, it's time, everybody. I'm recording, so I'm going to start right now. If there are any latecomers, we'll charge them something or whatever. So, same sort of thing as normal. If you have questions, just throw them in the local chat, and I shall attempt to answer them, or somebody here will be able to answer them. Of course, this is community, so if you know the answer, that's very good. And we'll go on from there. So, Wolf Territories Grid, I declare this meeting fully open. Oh, Jesse James wants to teleport. I'll just send a teleport to there. Off the teleport. Good. So efficient. So efficient. Hi, Jesse. From OS Grid. Oh, anyway, it's lovely to see so many people coming along. This is our first meeting in the Forest Hall. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I think I sent a TV as well. Okay, so boring technical stuff. Hi, Rose. So, what is the number one thing? The number one thing I have people asking me. The number one thing, all the time, every day of the week. It's actually not that much. Probably twice a month, I get someone say, "I've got this house and I can't get into it." Okay, and I had someone the other day, Edgar. He's really great, and he said, "I've been going on Reddit and trying to find an answer and everything like that." And oh, everyone's coming now. It's so exciting. Anyway, lovely to see everybody as you arrive. So the number one thing I get asked is, I can't get in my house. So you've gone somewhere or you've got a lovely house and you put it down and you open the front door and you can't get in. So the way to solve that is to go onto the region control panel or talk to the region owner and change the physics on region control panel to bullet sim, and your house will be yours and you'll be able to walk in and get in. So yes, you have to put it in bullet sim. So if you go and look on the region control panel, which I should have put a picture of up there, but I didn't. On the you go to the main region grid website at www.wolf-grid.com. You log in, you edit your region, you can just change it, restart your region, and your house will be yours to walk in and out of. So just want to say that because it's a thing people ask a lot for some reason. So one thing we did have this month, which was a bit exciting, was one of the servers ran out of disk space. So now I have built some monitoring that monitors all the server disk space to make sure we're not running out. We've also built in some clever tools that actually scan the grid and look for regions where someone's... So what happens is when we create a region, it obviously uses some disk space and some memory and some processor or whatever. And if someone cancels, what you can do now... So if someone cancels their region, and you can now do that through the control panel, but I'm sure none of you will be doing that, then the grid will actually clean up the disk space that the region uses, so we don't end up with very hard disk space. Server cost, I'm always quite open about this. We're at about $1,100 a month for servers at the moment, and they are rented in a couple of 3 data centers now. So we've got some in Dusseldorf. The main cluster is in Dusseldorf. We've got backups going to good old Holland, of all places. So the backup servers are in Holland. The main servers are in Dusseldorf, and we have we've got one server sitting in France, and that's because we run out of things. If Wicked can't get here, get her to log in directly. So log out, put in Community Hub in the login directly to the Community Hub region. Sometimes that happens, especially it seems to be worse with the new Firestorm viewer, and I'm not sure why. So we're going to be looking into that anyway, but not today because we're having our meeting anyway. Wolf Territories Grid Secrets. I'm often asked by other grid owners if they could buy some of our tech, and the answer is always no. So there's things like, we have a way of generating random terrains through the control panel. The control panel itself, and even the way that we run OpenSim is different to other grids. All right, we don't run it the same way. We use special garbage collectors that make things much faster and much more efficient on the servers. So just to say that, we have a lot of things. There she is. So yeah, so we have a lot of things that run specifically on our grid that are not the same as other grids. Now that shouldn't affect. It won't affect you as a user. It just affects the way the regions run. It means regions use a lot less RAM. It means regions don't need restarting as often. Some of you will be on regions that haven't been restarted for 3 to 6 months or so. Okay, so the next thing, we're starting to use artificial intelligence with some of the things in the grids, and I'll show you a bit of that later. Stats, a little bit about the grid stats. We have got 797 users now, registered users on this grid. We're getting 4,315 visitors in our last 30 days. That's going up all the time. We have 26,848 equivalent Second Life sims, which keeps us busy, obviously. And that runs on about 24 servers. And we are now the largest grid by area in the world, and we will be the largest grid by numbers as by visiting people as well very soon. So congratulations to everybody. Yes, thank you for the just wait for the there goes the applause. So it's been a real journey for 3 years, but to be bigger than OS Grid. And it's not my stats, it's Hypergrid Business who collect all the stats every month, is a real achievement. However, I didn't build this grid so that we could compete with other grids and be bigger than them, okay? We built this grid because we like space, we like mountains, we like rivers, we like places we can go and just explore and just lose ourselves sometimes, do you know what I mean? And discover all kinds of new places, and it's really exciting, some of the things that are happening. Anyway, that's got off the beaten track. Anyway, so some regions have not been restarted for over 2 months now, but why? That's because of the way we're running OpenSim. It's way more reliable than, and also region restarting is now much quicker. Remember, we did have issues before where it used to take ages, and that was mainly to do with 2 things. Latency of the database, which means the speed at which all the servers talk to the databases. And also our assets are stored in something called R2 Cloud Storage, and you can actually share this with your friends and family. They'll be really excited. So R2 Cloud Storage, we have about 10.1 petabytes of space. That's about 12,000 terabytes of space for our assets, and it's stored on massive amounts of servers. We only pay for what we use, and we use it in a very, very efficient fashion, which is very good. And it just means that your data is kind of safe, which is what we kind of want. Our databases, we have 3 database servers that are mirroring in each other all the time, and there's a database backup at every 10 o'clock in the morning in Dusseldorf time. The whole database gets saved off to somewhere else. In fact, onto the R2 Cloud Storage, I think. Yeah. Good. That's boring technical stuff over. Thank you very much if you found that exciting, because most people don't. Okay, so now this incredible news. I actually wasn't aware of it because I kind of kept looking at Hypergrid Business to see whether we were growing and growing and growing. But OS Grid cleaned their map because OS Grid is made up of lots of people's servers connected to OS Grid rather than ours, which is all our own servers. And that means that obviously if someone brings a machine up to test and then takes the machine off, that land remains on their map. So over time, of course, they've got loads and loads of servers that are offline. So they decided to clean their map, and then suddenly we were bigger than they were. And somebody actually came to me and said, "Lone, you do realise you're now bigger than OS Grid? It's not. It doesn't mean everything. It's just an interesting fact." So I've been to. Yeah, we haven't got far to go till this will be the most busy grid as well, and that's really fantastic. And I thought I'd just read this comment from a good friend of ours who was on Europa, and which is Jimmy Olsen's amazing space regions. There's a few space regions I'll talk about later, and she just said how it was the fastest grid, even though she's not actually on our grid. So that was really cool, and so I'll be talking a bit about more later. So new sci-fi regions, we have got about 176 Second Life regions dedicated to sci-fi. That's including a brand new region that's 4x4 region set up that is Star Trek, and it's just he's doing some amazing work building that. Okay, right, I'm getting there. Right, where was I? So to the east of the grid, you'll find a huge sci-fi area. Go and visit Europa. Go and visit some of the star bases. There's more. Wicked, I've seen that. I'll talk to you a bit about that later. Okay, right. Remind me about that later. Okay, so 176. So moving swiftly on. We've got Bobby, which is our new AI bot. He's actually connected to the connected to ChatGPT-4, and what that effectively means is he can write scripts. So you can actually, if I he's got shuttlecrafts. One of the star bases has got shuttlecrafts. So if I go, Bobby, hello, he'll come over and say hello. You can see he comes over to me, and he does all kinds of useful things like, Bobby, what are the top 5 regions? Okay, and he'll have a little think about it. And there you go. That's actually live, so he knows what the top 5 regions are. So you can go, Bobby, where can I buy a Ford Mustang? Okay, you can be as specific as that. And if you're looking in local, he's in local chat, so he's talking in local chat. There you go. And he says, if you want to go to Blindside Motors, that's where you can buy it. And it says also search for cars, how to get there, how to do it. And he does actually talk as well. You can also say, Bobby, write me a script that to bounce a box up and down in LSL. Okay, so if you just wait a second. Oh yes, he actually debugs script as well. I know Jimmy Olsen used him the other day to debug a script. He takes longer to think about it when he's doing it. So he'll write a script and basically, yeah, he's doing it now. He's just writing me a script. So if you look in your local chat, you'll see him come up when he gets there. But obviously this sort of thing actually takes some second. Need to know the context and purpose of the script. So he's asking for more details. Bobby, write a script in LSL. So so if you see Wicked, because you said I want a Bobby bot, he's responding to you. Bobby writes an LSL script to put text above a box and change its color. Okay, I'm going to ask him something else, but I don't know why he came back with that. So sometimes, and also he understands context. Okay, that's quite unusual for AI. Normally AI will just answer the question you give it, but because he knows who's spoken to him as well. So Wicked, the question you've asked, if you ask a further thing to do with that, he'll understand it. Right. Okay. The script above. So if you scroll up in your chat thing, you'll see that he's actually built a script like this. I'm just going to grab that quickly and copy it. And I'm just going to res a box here. And I'm going to dump the script in that he's just given me, that he just wrote. And I just need to clean it up so that it take all the stuff that you put in the chat. I'm just going to save it. And save it like that. I'm just going to save it out. So this is a live demo. He's actually written a script. So he's now written a script. So you remember why I asked him to. So that box in front of me, you can have a look at later if you can't see it from here. Now, if you can't see it from here, that box, there is some text above it, says test, and every lyrics just change colour. So he just wrote that. So now I will be letting him out to region owners to actually have one on their regions. And he's off now. He's had enough. You had enough, mate? Yeah, okay. So, but I just need to do a couple more things to him and work out a way of doing like remote updates to make sure we can keep the scripts up to date. So you can have Bobby on your regions, and he comes with this rather lovely charger as well. We borrowed that from Tesla. But he is full AI. You can actually ask him things like how to make a cake. Bobby, how do I make a cake? Okay, so I'm going to ask him. Here he comes. He's coming to answer my question. And he'll actually tell me how to make a cake. Just take a second to think about it. Remember, it is AI. So you're actually using a whole pile of computers to work out how to make a cake. Okay. Any second he'll come back and tell me. So you can see this in local chat. So if you view the local chat, you can see all his and he gives advice about things as well. There you go. So how to make a cake. So it tells you what you can do. You can top it with sprinkles and everything like that. Bobby, how do I make it chocolate? Okay, now the thing about this is context. Okay, so I've just asked him to make a cake, and now he's going to think about how to make the cake in chocolate. But I didn't tell him that the cake was going to be chocolate. I didn't tell him it's a cake. I've already told him it's a cake. So now he'll go off and think about that. So you can ask him everything. You can have full conversations with him, and some people do. There you go. Bobby, what about for 100 people? Okay, so now he knows. Now I don't know if this is right because I don't do any cooking, but here we go. He does literally know a lot about a lot, and he knows a lot about the grid. He knows where things are. He knows what events are on. He knows when the community meetings are, and gradually we'll train him some more. There you go. So he even gives you advice about baking a cake for 100 people, which I'm sure we're all going to be doing. So you can ask him things about Firestorm as well. Bobby, how do I change the graphics settings on? Hang on, spell graphics right. Doesn't really matter because he'll guess it. Settings on Firestorm. Okay, so again, because of the grid context, he knows a lot about the grid, and he's quite focused on that. He'll probably give us he gives you step-by-step instructions. He can write presentations for you on anything. There you go. So it tells you how to actually change the settings in graphic settings. In Firestorm, which is quite useful. So things he can't do. He can't make things himself yet. All right. He basically is ChatGPT, but he's a new version of it. Look at that. He actually Yeah, he's actually listening. So he's listening for you to say Bobby. So if you say a sentence with Bobby in it, so he is actually running ChatGPT 4, but ChatGPT 4 is very simple. So he's a very extended version of ChatGPT 4, and you see how he's gone over to Indigo to talk to her now. So there, yeah. So that's a bit of Bobby. You can play with him as much as you like, try him out, get advice from him. There you go, and he's off back to base position. Thank you, Bobby, for your demonstration. I hope you could give us a little round of applause for Bobby. There you go. Super. Okay, moving swiftly on. Sorry, that was really, really exciting. But now the boring things. Land sales have been very interesting. I'm finding we do regions from £10 a month, which is about something dollars, $11 or something. 1.4 million prims are available per region if you want them. You can mix and match, so you can rent 3 regions with 7,500 prims, 2 regions with 50,000, etc., etc. You can move prims around as well. And the last point to remember is that if you give land out to somebody else, if it's a region owner, then they need to come to you as their landlord for assistance. Although people do come to me and I do help them out, or we do, the admins do try and help as well. Really, it's like if you rent a house. So if you rent a house, you don't go to other people, you go to the landlord. All right, it just helps with the grid management in terms of just dealing with inquiries. However, I will say I get no tickets. I get no, we get hardly any sort of requests for help or anything. It is always the same things. It's always I can't get into my house. Yeah, Wicked Way. Yes, your land rental. So almost on top of each other and touch. Is that due to grid place? Yes, it is. If you, oh, thanks, Luna. And if you rent your own region, okay, you will be at least one ocean region away from everybody else. Okay, if you're renting a bit of land off of somebody else, then the chances are you're part of another region. Okay, so that's what happens there. So if you want to be far away from other people, you could talk to your landlord and ask them to get the region moved. We could do that, or just rent your own region. Oh, yes, I'll be your friend, Jesse, of course. So, yeah, all the regions here are connected together, but there are a lot of ocean regions, and there's a lot of space to put regions in the middle of those ocean regions. So it is about how you're getting your regions. If you go to wolf-grid.shop, rent a region there, you'll get a 4x4 region, and there will be, and we can put it wherever you like, basically. You can be in the middle of some ocean, you can be at the edge. Some people like to be miles away from other people. Some people like the space people, the sci-fi people all want to be closest together, because obviously we're developing that community. I did forget to say, one of the amazing sci-fi creators, and I'm terrible with names. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, the guy who's doing the Star Trek, he's building at the moment a really cool role-playing HUD that allows us to shoot each other and things like that. So, and that will be available across the grid, as far as I know. And that means you can run role-play anywhere. That means we can have a massive, what we've got a huge Wild West area. It's huge here, and not a lot goes on there. I've got my country club there, country music club there. But that will be one of the things we'll be doing. Is actually just you can just wander around on horses, and it's all part of the initial dream. When I started on Second Life, this was 3 low prim sims, and it was all like a Wild West themed area, and it was really great, but it was just too expensive, and it just wasn't what I was dreaming about, which was to have an absolutely incredible thing. I can shoot each other now, but not right now. Well, actually, if you turn on damage on your region, there is some things on Kitely where. So this gun I've got on the back of my back does actually work. It's not loaded at the moment, but if it was, I could shoot you all. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a nice wolf. We only shoot the nasty people. Right, Wolf Territories Grid Radio has now been going for about a month and things, how long it's been going. We've had a number of shows. It's growing. I'm actually streaming live to that. we use 3 servers. So we have a grid radio stream running 24 hours a day. We got a bouncing server, so that basically what we can do is if you have a stream and you're streaming to your land, we can also at the same time stream that streams directly onto the grid radio station. So do get in touch if you want to take the radio station over for an hour or two. And I know some of you have been doing that, and it's been really good fun. So yeah, we can do that. So if you want to add your own stream, let us know. We will be doing something, and I'm not sure 100% how it's going to work, to allow you to actually book time on the radio station, and then you just put your stream in, you hit save, and it'll know that at that time your stream needs to be streaming across the radio station. And there's lots of things going on there. We do have the full legal licensing to stream any music you play on there, so that's been expensive, but doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, next thing is the new events editor. So if you're running events on the grid, okay, you can use our events editor, and that will actually update a number of things. There are, if you go to welcome, there's wicked way. Right, so if you go to welcome, there's a box called the region owners control, region owners something pack. The region owners, maybe it's the region owners pack. Anyway, grab that, and in that are some boards you can put up, and I shall get one out right now. Events board, WolfGrid's events board. So this board. Okay, let me just shimmy that round here. Now, this is, as you can see, it flashing. So I'll turn it around so you can see it. So basically, this is the grid events board, and you can actually update that using that event thing in the control panel. So, for instance, Wolf Territories Grid Community Meeting. So you click on there, and when you click on the picture, you get a link to the map. Okay. So, and that's all server based. So basically, what you do is you go to www.wolf-grid.com. You log in and you go to the events promotion thing, and then you can edit your events in there. Wicked. There is one in the region owners pack that you can actually modify. So somebody gave them out. That was me. I gave them out. But if you can't, get in touch and we'll sort that out. Please remember to upload your images. So just look at the form. It's all kind of explained there. We will be having a function where it will automatically post to opensimsocial.com as well. So the idea is to have one place where you can pretty much put your events, and they're just going to go all over the place, rather than having to go to each different place. But and that maybe we'll be able to do OpenSim World. I don't know. I need to look at how OpenSim World works in terms of placing events, because obviously you'd need to be logged into OpenSim World. So I'm going to grab a bit of a drink. Yes, so that's that.
Thank you.
That's all right, Wicked. Oh, that was thank you, not to me. Okay, so top 5 regions board. I'm going to get that out as well.
Thank you.
Where is it? Loans, top right, top regions. Okay, so this thing. So this thing here, which I shall now turn around. Sorry, it's the wrong way around. So this actually, so these 2 boards are actually not reading from the land, they're reading from the grid. So they read from the grid databases to work out who is where. So you can see right now, Community Hub is the tallest. Do not click on it right now, it'll take you there. So you can see where people are. Now, if you're a peacekeeper, which you can volunteer to be, and you see Wolf Mountain coming up on there, if you have time, you don't have to, zip over there and have a chat with people if you want to. If you don't know yourself, you can ask Bobby, because he knows everything. We are thinking about doing a Peacekeepers Charter, but I've got no idea what that's going to be. Yeah, this board will only work on Wolf Territories Grid. If you take it to another grid, you will just get Wolf Territories Grid data, because it's connected to our databases, basically, via an API. If you don't know what any of those things are, don't worry. Okay, so it's live updates. It updates every like 10-15 seconds. But again, there you go. So you can see it's updating right now. and you can see where people are. The idea is behind this is that we are a huge grid, and it means people can find other people really easily just by clicking on it. Okay, so that's in the region owners pack, which is on welcome. So peacekeepers, we will be doing something. I haven't done much with that at the moment, but we're really looking to develop the whole peacekeepers thing, and that's a voluntary thing. Okay, Indigo, what did you like to say about the regions board? Which is the regions board? What, the one I just showed you?
Yes.
Okay. What would you like to say?
When we use the regions board, if your region has, multiple areas or multiple sims, it will TP you to the 128, 128.
Right. Yep.
So if like it was TPing people to my home, so I figured out that, and what I did was put in a teleporter that they will get directly TP to the welcome center that I have.
That's cool. Yeah, or you can actually set the land on the region to teleport directly to the welcome area.
It didn't work. That didn't work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to build a thing so that you can actually tell on the region. You can tell it where you want that board to send people. So that you can actually you'll go in and edit the region, and in the region control panel, you just say I want to go to this location on my region when people land. Okay. Right, we'll do any questions at the end because I'm going to forget all these questions. Okay, that's that. Thank you. Wolffest, very exciting. June next year, we're going to have a huge festival. You'll find that this region, Community Hub, is now right next to the Wolffest region, which is right next to the old exhibition region. So there's quite a few places. It's growing all the time. If you want to put your stuff on the Wolffest region to advertise your regions and to tell us a bit about what you're doing, please talk to Luna Stormfeather, who is in charge of that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's really useful actually. An automatic teleporter. I guess it's based on collision, so if they land on it, it goes boom, and they get sent off to it. Okay, so but we will find a way around that. Not sure didn't think that was a great problem, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be having all kinds of art events and things going on there. That'll be next June, but we've got ages, and these regions, unlike other festivals and things like that, are going to be staying online permanently. So there's a bit of kind of looking after to do. So we keep up with that. Next one. Wolf Cloud. This is nothing to do with the grid, but this is run on the grid tech. So I don't know if you know, but I by trade am a computer programmer, and we have quite a few customers which help support the grid by using our software. So if you go to there's a cloud.wolf-grid.com. It's a kind of Nextcloud server. There's videos there to have a look at. It might be useful to you, but it's not really anything to do with the grid. It just has a bit of a link to the way that the grid works. So cool. Okay, next one. Cling. Wolfpack. DJ Illusions is in charge of the Wolfpack, but his voice has gone. So go and visit the Wolfpack. There are events going on. You'll see them on the events board. And that's, I think, oh no, there's been some really lovely events. I was supposed to go last night, but I went for a nap and woke up at 5 a.m. Right, now let's do your questions. We're going to do the questions. Okay. 16th. Oh, yeah, we're having a Christmas event on the 16th. At the Wolfpack. If you've got any other events you want to promote, or use the events thing, use the events board, and that will promote it all across the grid. And there are a lot of events board out there. And don't forget, you can stream your event to the Wolf Grid Territories Grid radio station, which has a few listeners, and there are a few listeners who like to listen to it when they're at work, which is nice because they can do it. You can do it through a web browser. You don't need to be logged in, because it's always running. Cool. Okay. So Wicked Way, you had about 4,000 questions. So let's do the first one. On the radio station. It's a radio station. Are we still getting those spammers on FB Load? So Facebook, our Facebook page has become a bit of an attraction for spammers. Sorry, I always exaggerate things. Right, streaming DJs access. Talk to your. So basically, as far as I know, if the users, if you have rights to change the music on the land, and your DJs have the rights, you should be able to change it. I know Illusions. You don't have a problem with that, do you? So it's all about making sure that your membership of the group allows you to change the land streams. So you need to talk to your landlady lord. The group is able to set the land, but the group was given in tag rights. The group was given. Yeah, the group is set to the land. Okay, so let's rather have everybody sit here while I try and explain that. Just make sure that the tag you've got, make sure the tag they've got does actually have the right to change the land music. You are very welcome to bop the spammers on the head with the blue hammer. It's on Facebook. I am shortly going to get hold of Facebook and say you've got to stop this. Every day we are getting people telling us that our Facebook page is illegal. And they're all spammers. The grid does get hacked, by the way, regularly. It's like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have Russian and Chinese IP addresses and various other places, but mainly those hammering our servers. It's only on Facebook. So in Facebook chat, we get a message that says, your Facebook page is illegal and we're going to take it down. And what they want you to do is pay them money not to take it down. But we're not stupid, so we don't fall for that. And we just tell them where to go. Block them. Okay, next question. I know, it's just such a waste of my life, blocking them, you know. But I think it's really exciting the way, I think the grid's starting to really mature, and it is wicked. Yeah, it's really normal. So the grid is starting to mature, and there's lots of exciting things going on, and it's just constantly there's new things coming along, and the more people come over and build stuff and buy regions and everything like that. Okay, an update on the new viewer. Yes, I have been testing it. So we're talking about the Crystal Frost viewer. I have been testing it. There is another update that I need to give you as well, which is not to do with the new viewer. It's slow going, but we're getting there. Oh wow, Indigo, that is really, really useful. Ooh. Okay, that's really useful to know. So the Crystal Frost viewer, I've been testing it. They've got a region on our grid. They're testing. They said that our grid is the closest to Second Life that there is, and that's why that they like to test it on our grid. And then somebody else said, "Oh, I've never heard of All Territories Grid," and then they got kind of shouted down. That was in the development chat. It was quite hilarious. I did laugh. It's like, yeah. Okay. Yes, that's amazing, Indigo. That's good. I'll come and have a look at that at some point. The other thing is we will be moving to .NET, which is the way that the grid runs, but that's a whole another thing. Just the wicked way. Another conversation about default TP to welcome and where it lands you. You pass me alone. I don't quite understand that. Another conversation about default TP to welcome. With the new Firestorm, which has just been released, I'm finding, it's the new Firestorm. I think. I don't know. There is that you shouldn't end up at the side of the mountain. I don't know. Is the honest answer. It can be caused by network issues, I suppose. If you try and log in and the grid's not quite getting it, well, I don't know. Okay, if that happens, try it for me, clearing all your caches and completely rebooting your machine, and then see if it does it again, and that should actually solve it. It just sometimes, Firestorm is a funny old thing. What people don't realise is when you log out of Firestorm, sometimes it doesn't unload from your system, so it's still kind of sitting in the background. So then you start another load of another Firestorm, and it's still kind of a bit confused about what's going on between the first one and the one that was going already. So, but it's worth also doing just basic stuff like checking your disks, making sure that they're okay. Especially with Windows, it has a habit of getting a corrupted master fat table, which really doesn't help. So all you do is you go into your My Computer properties, and then you can actually run a check on your disks, and then reboot your machine, and it will check all the disks and make sure they're okay. Clear your temp files, all that sort of thing kind of helps, because it is quite an intense thing. This old thing. I think Bobby's script is running still quite well. He's quite a good programmer, really. Okay. We do get grid weirdness, but these days it tends to be something to do with the viewer. So make sure you're running the latest Firestorm. There's a new release just come out. Clear all your caches. Keep your computers really running well. That all helps. Yeah, I've had a bit of a cough all day, but it didn't help that I was singing this morning. So I'm just drinking as I go. Oh, hello. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Wicked. Upgrade to the latest Firestorm and see if that helps, I guess. What else? I don't think there's anything else I can think of. I'll probably think of it as soon as I hang the phone up. I'll think of it. Has anyone else got any questions? Land is available at www.wolfgrid.shop. It's in the chat, so you can get land from there. It'll come up pretty quickly, and when you buy land on this grid, you help the grid because it actually pays for the servers, and etc. So, any more questions? Sorry, Ayla, you've just walked into the last min. Illusions is typing. I've got the typing for yours, so I can see who's typing. That's so cool. You can turn on a thing that's quite useful that shows it. Oh, I have to open everyone to question. What's your question, Illusions? I know you're not very well. I think I've caught this cough from you, even though you're halfway out the country. Oh. I'll just ask your Indigo really quickly. This week. Look, he doesn't know either. I haven't told him. That's why. But he does tell you to go and look at the website. Or ask at the community meeting. Yeah, you are actually asking at the community. Well, he's so polite. He's a good boy. Oh dear. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. So it'll be in the region's owners pack. Yeah. Just back up what Illusions is saying there. If you think of something and you think, wouldn't it be good if, and there's something at the end of that sentence, guys, please get in contact with me. Or talk about it in the Wolf Territories Discord group. You can join the Wolf Territories Discord group by going to over here, by clicking on this golden Discord that I'm standing next to. You can click on the golden Discord, and the golden Discord will put you in the Discord group. And please ask in there, or you can ask in the Wolf Territories chat, or message me if you've got ideas, because a lot of the things have come out of the community going, wouldn't it be good if? Even if it sounds like a bit far-fetched and difficult to do, we could probably do it. because we are doing things very differently. Should we have a suggestions box? Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. That's actually a suggestion. So wait a minute, we could have a suggestions box. You're just making a suggestion that we had a suggestions box. I'm afraid you're going to have to wait for the suggestion box before you can make that suggestion. But we will have a suggestions box. Oh, pictures of the open Vistables to add to my special boards of TP boards. Thanks. Right, okay. I was wanting pictures of the open visitable Sims on Wolfgrid to have my special boards of TP boards that were specific to visitors' needs. There's so many on this grid. Hi, Carsten. There's so many regions on this grid. It's just an explory thing. I think what I'll probably do is put it on the website, I guess, and then link it into a thing in here. Yeah, that's cool. It's one of the beautiful things about this grid is you never know what's on here, because it is so huge. So you can basically, start at one end and go to the other, and I still discover new places that I didn't even know existed, just because someone mentions to me, "Oh, Lone, you got to go and see this," you know. Ah, yeah. You can if you search for Wolf Territories grid on OpenSimWorld. I think it does actually list all our regions that they've got listed on there. That place is a right drama, isn't it? OpenSimWorld.com, otherwise known I call it OpenSimDrama.com. It's just like a drama. It's like it makes me laugh. It's just like, oh dear. I don't get involved in it. I just post the things that I want to post, like pictures and that. Yeah, if you are listing on OpenSimWorld.com, folks, make sure your pictures are all there. It's one of those things, and there's OpenSimSocial.com as well. So there's two websites. I'll just put them in here. I can't type. OpenSimWorld.com. And we own this site, OpenSimSocial.com. OpenSimSocial.com is actually it's not the same thing really. It's more like a Twittery type thing, without Elon Musk basically. But we own OpenSimSocial.com, which is a Twittery thing without Elon Musk. So unfortunately, we don't have Disney advertising on ours. But it is, yeah, it's just a really nice place. Lots of creativity going on. Nobody gets stressed with each other. Nobody starts judging whether you should or should not have this or that on your grid. So it's quite nice, and it's just always been like that. So do post your stuff, folks. Get it out there. Promote the grid just by promoting your own things. Oh yes, DJ Illusions. We actually used the Nextcloud system called Wolf Cloud for actually running this whole thing, and you can actually find information that. So do have a look at that. It's quite interesting, but it's not really to do with the grid. It's just interesting. So good. Okay. Any more questions? And that's Wolf Cloud is cloud.wolfgrid.com. I think. Yeah. There's so many. We are actually building at the moment. I'm actually building this with the data center. Okay, we are building a management tool to help us to manage the servers. It's very boring. You wouldn't be interested, but hopefully one day we'll be able to offer you servers and all kinds of things. So, but it's been really lovely seeing everybody. It's now 10:02. If anyone has any more questions, please. Or should I say, speak now or forever hold your peace, as they say at weddings. Well, they do over here anyway. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, you have. It's got loads of storage. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I'll do a little dance, but I can't remember how to. So yeah, don't wait till next month to have a chat. If you've got any ideas or anything like that, I will get a suggestions box somewhere. Yeah, I know, but it's like, I will get a suggestions box somewhere. In fact, I'll add it to the Discord. That's a great idea. Okay, so give me a sec. I'll just do that now. Frontier. Add text suggestions box. Okay, that's done. Create. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll edit that in a minute. Or just ask Bobby. I could say, I don't know if he'd do this. Yeah, Regions Owners does have a spot on Discord if you're a region owner and you actually own your region. And we've kind of not been really using it very much, but yeah, if you're actually a region owner, there's a Discord group, there's a Discord chat called Region Owners, which is really for region owners to chat who rent regions from said grid, from the grid. Again, if you've got land from somebody else, that's cool. You can get land from the grid. That's the thing about this place, is if you rent land from the grid, you can actually rent it out, sub-rent it out to other people. And just the same as, if you, I say it again and again because people seem to be really convinced that if you run events here, you don't have to check with everybody else to see whether you're doing the time. Cool. Yeah. So that's it, really, I suppose. I don't know what other magic I'll be producing this month. But it's really good to meet you. Don't forget, guys, as well, another thing, this is really important. If you have really good regions, okay, I have contacts with Malburns, Thurza, and all kinds of people who are really amazing, and they can help promote your grid, promote your regions, and bring a bunch of people over to see them. And next weekend, at Saturday the 9th, I will be doing a talk at the OSCC conference on building a huge grid, and that will be at 7:30 a.m. So they've asked me to do the talk. I'm on after the devs, basically, which is pretty cool. It's pretty amazing, and I do have a wander around this whole region and next door. Wolffest is next door. Really worth having a look at. And remember, you can put your stuff here free. There's no charge. It's about so. So OSCC, I'll do an announcement anyway on the grid and on thing that I'm doing the talk. It's going to be a little bit technical. Puts hands up. Okay. Don't shoot me. It's going on for the whole weekend, next weekend, but I'm only doing a talk for 20 minutes, which is very difficult for me, but I'll probably just get Bobby do it. Go, Bobby, do a talk. Yeah, so, Wicked. Another question for Wicked. What's your question, Wicked? Cross-grid TPs allowed? Yeah, of course. What do you mean by that? Wolffest. No. Wolffest is for Wolf Territories grid. Yes. No. I don't know. I don't know. You decide. What do you think? We could actually make Wolffest completely open. We'll do it. Okay, so Wolffest will be open to anyone in OpenSim to have a place. I just decided that without asking anybody, if that's okay with people. I mean, we are going to be pretty full with Wolf Territories grid people, but what we could do is actually open it up to non-Wolf Territories people. Well, do you know, I don't think, unless anybody objects to it, does anybody object to that idea? Maybe we would make a small charge for people outside the grid to put their stuff up, because it would help the grid actually to raise a bit of money. You can tell I pay for the servers, don't you? Okay, I'm not going to say yes or no on having other people there, because I think we need to kind of think about it. So, yeah, okay. So for Wolf Grid people, Wolffest will be free to put your stuff, and then if you want to if people want to rent out space who are not Wolf Grid people, then we'll charge them for it. Hi, China. So if everyone agrees with that, if that sounds like a plan, then I'll does that sound like a plan? So I need to build a page for people to rent some space at Wolffest. But we don't need to do it like immediately. So if you So the whole thing is that if you so Wolf Festival free to Wolf Territories grid people if you've got regions here, and yeah, that's cool. So we don't need to do that next. We'll carry on discussing it as we go along. Exactly, we've got ages. Hi Lilith, welcome. We've got ages anyway, so you know that's fine. So the plan will be that there'll be a place where so people can sign up for a place on the at the Wolf Fest. And we'll do that. Yeah, cool. So that's good. So that's Wolf Fest, I think, really. So yeah, just you know, wait for the new things. There's lots of new things happening. Every now and then we have a little surprise thing. Bobby will be next week. He'll be put into the region owners pack, and you'll be able to res him wherever you like, and he will be able to. If you take him off of this grid, he will delete himself. Okay, now there is a reason for that. The tech behind Bobby is actually running on our servers, so we don't really want him taken off of Wolf Territories grid. But also, it wouldn't be any use to anyone off Wolf Territories grid because his main focus in life is, in fact, if I say, Bobby, what's your purpose in life? Okay, I'll ask him, and he'll tell me. There you go. So he wouldn't actually be any use to anyone outside of this grid because he's actually trained that this is his home and this is where he needs to be. I'm going to confess to something, and it was a bit naughty. I taught him that OS grid was actually called the little grid. So now, now he thinks if someone says to him, if someone talks to him about OS grid, he goes sometimes called the little grid. But it was just an experiment, and I'll tell you why. Because I saw this video where this guy had said his AI was sentient, and so it means his AI was actually sentient. And I thought, that's rubbish. All you've done is taught your AI that it's sentient. It doesn't know that it's sentient. It's not really sentient. So, you know, oh dear. So, I mean, things like Bobby, who is Lone Wolf? And so I'll show you something else that I taught him in a sec when he thinks about it. So there you go. Lone Wolf is my father. It's just, I taught him all kinds of things. There you go. So anyway, you can have loads of fun with Bobby. He's a good boy. But he does, and you notice he mentions their wolf snacks as well. Right. Good. Night, mate. Have a lovely rest because it sounds like you need it. It's too much excitement. Right, I'll just take this back. So, yeah, there we go. Well, thank you very much for coming to our Christmassy. Have a lovely Christmas, everybody. I'll be around. You know, please IM me. Add me as a friend if you want to. It is Skynet. It's WolfNet, actually. Little Wolfie Net. And, you know, we'd be very happy to accept you as my friend. Oh, there's another one. Look. Friends. Yep, add me as a friend if you want to. It's all good. Be really good to chat with some of you. If you have any ideas for, you know, we've now got a suggestions thing on the Discord, so you can stick suggestions in there. I just need to put the description in. And, yeah, have a lovely day. I'm going to kill the recording now on the stream.